150, 160. He's gone.
What's up, guys? Today we're back in the garage and we're going to be talking about and reviewing this Harbor Freight motorcycle lift. And I'm also going to be showing you guys how to do a few modifications to it to make it really easy to load and unload with one person. We'll unload a motorcycle with one person. When I got this in, thankfully Dave was home to help me out with moving it in. This thing is about 150 kilos, which is around 300 pounds probably, maybe even more, like 320 or 330 pounds. But this thing's a big boy, and it comes in that standard cheap Chinese plywood box, and we actually use the engine hoist to get it out of the truck into the garage, and we use the engine hoist to pick it up and move the box out from underneath it after we broke the box down. It wasn't too big of a deal with the two of us, but we're both big, strong guys, plus we had the engine hoist. Definitely, if you're looking to buy this thing, it's a great lift, but I would strongly advise, having some friends over, getting a pizza, because it's going to take some work to get it out of the box. Thankfully, though, in terms of assembly, if you look down here, it's really just the wheel chock gets bolted on. That's pretty much it. Everything else comes assembled straight out of the box, which is really cool. So today what we're going to be doing is I am going to show you guys how to attach a few more tie down points. We're going to swap out the wheel chock for something that can be used by a single person you can ride on and the bike will sit. And we're going to work on the little feet that lock it in place to kind of give us a little bit more stability. All in all, I've had this 600 plus pound Harley on here for about a week, and it's really, really solid, even in stock form, but it can be a little bit more solid once we get everything sorted out. So I'm gonna bring you guys in for a closer look here with the GoPro, and then we are gonna get into it. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna knock out real quick is we're gonna install these front eye hooks. And what I did was I bought these eye hooks. They're 1/2-inch eye hooks. They're rated to 300 pounds a piece. In addition to that, I bought they actually come with the first nut. I bought a flat fender washer and a nylock nut. And what we're going to do is we're basically going to back this washer all the way to the end of the threads. Or I'm sorry, back the nut to the end of the threads. Use the washer to distribute load, and then put a nylock on from the back. That way we don't have to ever worry about it backing out. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge these two holes right here using a step-out bit and the drill. And we'll just pop these in, and it should be a real quick, easy thing to do. So here's kind of a closer look at what this looks like straight out of the box, factory. That's the lowering ramp. It basically hangs off. There's a couple of holes back here that it hangs out of. You can see that this plate is flexing a little bit because underneath there is just those two pieces of metal. I thought about reinforcing this, but I really like the idea of having this trap door, so it looks pretty stable to me for now. The biggest problem is this chock is garbage, and even out of the factory you can see, I mean they're kind of under here right now, but some of these threads were flattened straight from the factory, and so I had to run the nut through it as a chaser several times to get it to work properly at all. And it was just no fun. It's no fun. And so we're going to replace that. Also up here up front we have a couple of holes. We're going to put eyelets through those. But the first thing I got to do is I got to get this big beast off of here. And we're going to see if I can do that entirely on my own. If not, I'll have to go upstairs and get some help. But hopefully I should be able to unload this by myself. And then we can start working on it. So the first thing is to step it out to a 1/2-inch hole. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put that all the way in until it backs out. Slide our washer on, and then just So now that we got our extra hooks installed, the next big thing we're going to do is we're going to replace the wheel chock. I've already removed the old factory wheel chock. What we're doing here is, this is about $60 from Harbor Freight. This is the big one that's like a trailer mounted wheel chock. The truth is, it's supposed to like hold your front wheel stable in the garage on the floor, and it never really did that for me, and I never really used it on my trailer because I have a different chock on the trailer that I like better. So basically this was a giant piece of steel that cost me $60 that I was moving around back and forth, and never really using for anything, and it's going to fit here perfectly. However, it's going to require some modification as well. And obviously it comes with this back piece that mounts right here, and that's a nice big thick metal wheel stop to ensure that no matter what happens, this will never roll, a bike would never roll past this point, which allows you to ride up onto it seated on the motorcycle and basically just bottom it out against the mount. But since we're using kind of a custom mount, we're gonna have to drill our own holes. I kept all the bolts and hardware from the first mount. It should be more than sufficient. But we're gonna have to square everything up, drill our own holes. The other thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna cut the back part of this off. And the reason for that is because on a long cruiser bike like the Harley, it's fine because the engine's way back, so it's got a nice long rake. Unfortunately, on bikes like the Buell or any of the sports bikes where the wheel is almost, you know, has a little bit of rake but not a whole lot, this will actually run underneath the engine and underneath the oil pan, and it makes a huge pain in the ass to get like an oil catch can underneath it and stuff like that. So we're going to get this all measured up, get our holes drilled, and then at the end we're going to cut the back off of this, probably with like a angle grinder or something of that nature. So let's get to it. So there we go. We got our wheel mount in place, and you can see this is adjustable, but in the past I found that all the wheels do pretty good on the largest size, especially the 21-incher on this guy. So there it is, all put together, and that's pretty much it in terms of modifying this table. I need to take care of a few little things real quick, and then we'll get the bike loaded back on here, and we'll talk about some of the features of the table and some of the planned uses for it. There we go, bike's back up here. We got our new tie down points so we can secure the forks. We got our new wheel chock. So this thing is low and long and really heavy, so it's a pain in the butt to get up on this thing regardless. But with this in place, I was able to get it up there, and the front wheel will actually hold this bike upright on its own while you get the straps on and whatever all else. So far, I've had this table about a week. We've gone up and down with this bike probably 3 times now. I'm really happy with it. A few things I want to point out that you're going to find a lot in the comments about this thing. When you're jacking it up, I mean, everything moves. This whole plate flexes, and that's totally normal. And what I'd like to do is it comes with a steel bar down here that has 2 holes that lets you lock it in a couple different positions. I like to jack it up, get the bar in, and then lower it down to right there, so it's locked in against that big steel bar, so I never have to worry about the hydraulics on this table collapsing. But all in all, this is a perfect standing height. There's a lower position down there that is really good if you're going to sit and roll around the bike. That's awesome. I got it locked in. It's really pretty stable in terms of, you know, trying to move it side to side, left or right, once the feet are down. So all in all, I'm very happy with this. I think it's going to make it a lot easier to work on some of the projects like this where, you know, you've got to be looking at the bottom, look at the top, follow wiring. Now it's a lot easier because it's all right here at eye level, and you don't have to be rolling around on the dirty floor covered in metal shavings all the time. It's all right here. I got this on sale with a coupon for $300. I'm not really sure why it took me so long to do this. This table is really heavy, so if you live in an apartment like I did before and you're moving every year or 2 years, I don't know that I necessarily buy one of these unless you are willing and prepared to drag this heavy ass thing around garage to garage. But now that I got the house, I'm really happy I bought it. It's going to make everything from oil changes to custom projects like this a lot easier going forward. So that's all I got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Keep an eye out on coupons. You're going to find them in the back. The best coupons I've found are in the back of magazines, you know, Sport Rider, Hot Rod, stuff like that. You're going to find the best, most percentage off specialty coupons. And for this lift, you really want to search around, Google around. It's $299.99 plus tax. I think I was at the door at about $330 or something like that here in Texas. And for $330, you're not going to find anything that even resembles this table for under $1,000. And of course, if you ever have any issues, just load it up, take it to Harbor Freight, get a new one. Not a big deal. All in all, I'm really happy. I think I'm going to take that ramp off the back and just kind of store it underneath there as a shelf, because it's going to be up in the air for a while. But awesome table. Check it out. You can go on Harbor Freight and order it. For an extra $75 or $100, they'll deliver it to your house. And some of you that don't have a pickup truck, that's really going to be your best option. Anyway, looking forward to doing lots of projects on this table. And you guys are going to see it in lots of MaksWerks videos here to come. Thank you. Make sure you check me out on Instagram, at MaksWerks, Facebook, /MaksWerks, all that good social media stuff. And if you like this video, please subscribe, hit that like, love button. Let me know what you think. Post comments down below. And as always, peace.